hosts. Thank you. And you want to sit with your back straight. Eyes on me. Everyone's eyes on me. It's 9 midday, eyes on me. Thank you. Turn around. Face your chair. Excuse me. Back straight. Don't sit like this. Back straight. Flat. Look at how you have to get out of the way. Straight. I should see you're still slouching. So straight. Excellent. And if you have balloons on your chair, please stop moving. Gracias. I recommend you are not to recognize people. Thank you. 4 minutes and your parents are going to be welcomed upstairs, so please sit nicely. Thank you. Anything else for me? I put the D in the men's side right here, like just across, instead of you hopping over the. Yes? Yes, put this for me inside, but next to my laptop. لا بص لو عايز تحطها حتى يعني right here ولا this is actually just as good. Perfect. المهم بس ما تجيبش ال الصبيان. No, I just realized it's not there. رضا علي أماني بابعي غفت للرجال وحيد التفت كل شيء من حولي غريب. I'm just trying to think. Okay, even if Sajid and Abdullah are too short, we can still see them on the side. The podium كده كده واطي عليه. I mean عالي عليه. Yeah, but it's okay. If you see them at an angle, it's okay. خلاص. صارت بعيني المسألة أشوف واقعنا قيوم طبعي وفكري تكمله طبعي وفكري تكمله إحساسي مبهم يا يوم حلم بكرة حاضر حياته طيف ذكرى التقيت غروب الشعور وشتتت لي قلب فكرة أماني بعمقي غفت للرجال روحي تلتفت كل شيء من حولي غريب كان وجهي اتلفت كل شيء من حولي غريب نظره لواقع جهله صارت بعيني مسألة أشوف واقعنا قيوم طبعي وفكري تكمله طبعي وفكري تكمله إحساسي مبهم غرق شعوري متعبة لقيتك خلاص الاتزان فيني حصلت التجربة كتير ولا شوية؟ السجن والوالد أماني بعمقي غفت للرجاء روحي تلتفت كل شيء من حولي غريب كان وجداني تلفت كل شيء من حولي غريب كان وجداني تلفت نظرة لواقع أجهله صعبت معي أشوف واقع نقيل طبعي وفكري طبعي وفكري أشوف واقع نقيل طبعي وفكري تكبله طبعي وفكري تكبله إحساسي مبهم يا ما بين أمس وفلك حاضر حياة وطيف ذكرى التقيت غرب الشهور وشلتت أماني بعمقي غفت والرجاء روحي تلتفت كل شيء من حولي غريب كان وجداني تلفت كل شيء من حولي غريب كان وجداني تلفت نظرة لواقع أجهله صعبت معي أشوف واقع نقيل طبعي وفكري تكبله طبعي وفكري تكبله إحساسي مبهم ما بين أمس حاضر حياة وطيف ذكرى التقيت غرب الشهور وشككت للقلب فكرة أماني بعمقي غفت للرجاء روحي تلتفت كل شيء من حولي غريب كان وجداني تلفت كل شيء من حولي غريب كان وجداني تلفت نظرة لواقع أجهله صعبت معي مسألة أشوف واقع نقيل طبعي وفكري تكبله طبعي وفكري تكبله ما بين أمس وبكرة حاضر حياة وطيف ذكرى التقيت غرب الشهور وشتتت للقلب فكرة أماني بعمقي غفت للرجاء روحي تلتفت كل شيء من حولي غريب
Assalamu alaikum. So wait, but let's go just on time quickly. Go over your jacket away and go sit down. Your flights are getting quicker. Assalamu alaikum. Congratulations. Assalamu alaikum. Congratulations. Assalamu alaikum. Congratulations. Assalamu alaikum. What's the baby's name?
إحساسي مبهم يا غربت شعوري متعبة ليتك خلصت الابتسام مفتوح المبروك حاضر حياتي ضيف ذكرى التقيت غرب الشهور شتتت أماني بواماني خفت والرجاء الشي بين حوالي غريب كان وجدانك لفت شي بين حوالي غريب كان وجدانك لفت نظره لواقع الحلا صارت بعيني أشوف واقع لاقي شعوري متعبة ليتك خلصت الالتزام فيني حصلت الهدوء يا انسجام وهو العمر أو يضطرب فيني الشعور يعيش بدياني غريب توزن بعين الأمور وتوزن بعين تطيف لك التقيت ضرب الشعور وشتتت اليم فكري أماني بعدي الرجع روحي تلتفت كل شيء من حولي غريب كان وجداني تلفت كل شيء من حولي غريب كان وجداني تلفت نظرة لواقع أجملت صارت بعيني مسألة أشوف طبعي وفكري كفلة طبعي وفكري إحساسي مو ضربت شعوري متعبة لقيتك بتضيع
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My name is Abdullah Zainab, and I am the National Elementary Honor Society student. I will be your host today. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sadi Jamudi, and I will be your co-host today. Welcome to our National Elementary Honor Society induction ceremony. But before we begin, we want to thank you all for being here today. And without further ado, we would like to begin with a beautiful Quran recitation by Ahmad Rizk. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يسألك الناس عن الساعة قل إنما علمها عند الله وما يدريك لعل الساعة تكون قريبا إن الله لعن الكافرين وأعد لهم سعيرا خالدين فيها أبدا لا يجدون وليا ولا نصيرا يوم تقلب وجوههم And now with our welcome speech by our National Elementary Honor Society advisor, Sister Sophia Research.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Dear students, parents, teachers, and respected guests, it is truly an honor to stand in front of you today as we celebrate our students' National Elementary Honor Society induction ceremony. This moment is actually very truly special for me because I was once a student in Al-Madina School. I started here at 4 years old and I am a product of Al-Madina School. This community has shaped my character, my deed, my identity, and my love for learning. To now return as an educator, guiding the next generation of this ummah in the same classrooms and the same hallways I once grew up in. It is a very full circle moment for me to be able to witness these amazing and fantastic students, mashallah. To our parents here today, I say this from the deepest experience. I want you to invest in your children and keep them in Islamic schools. I am a living proof of this environment and the impact that it has on me. The balance of deen and academics, the nurturing of identity, and the values that stay with you even well off after you graduate. Today, as we honor all of these inductees sitting right behind me, for striving for the 4 pillars of the National Elementary Honor Society: scholarship, responsibility, service, and leadership. These exact qualities the Prophet ﷺ has told us to follow. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "The best of people are those who bring the most benefit to others." Scholarship begins with Allah's command. Read, iqra. Responsibility is a trust, as the Prophet ﷺ said. Each of you is a shepherd, and each of you is responsible for his or her flock. Service and khidmah are small acts of kindness that hold such great weight in Allah's scale. Leadership calls us to uplift others with humility, fairness, and compassion. And to our inductees here today, you are stepping in a new level of excellence. I want you to carry these values very proudly and let them guide you in everything that you do in this building. Congratulations to each and every one of you, and may Allah bless your journey with service and growth, purpose, and endless goodness. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Takbir. Now we would like to welcome our dear elementary school principal, Dr. Zainab Al-Qani.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'd like to welcome all of you to Al-Madina School's annual National Elementary Honor Society induction ceremony. We are gathered here together to recognize, to celebrate, and to appreciate the academic performance of our children, and to congratulate our parents who are our partners for the support that they have provided to their children and to our school. I don't get many opportunities to speak to our families except during parent orientation and a day like this and then graduation. I speak to the children every day together. We are together from 7:15 a.m. to 8 o'clock, 45 minutes every morning I am with the children. And I take pleasure in doing that. We talk, we share stories, we discuss issues that revolve their lives. And they tell me stories, how they fell in the park, or about the new shoes that uncle came from overseas and bought them, how the mom bought him a new jacket over the weekend. They tell me about their relative who is sick at home or in the hospital, or they draw pictures and they come and show it to me from the weekend. We tell stories together, and we laugh together, and we learn together, and we give away lots and lots of prizes. There's so much excitement and things that go on during our morning lineup. Think of it as a large meeting of children from kindergarten to grade 5. So much learning and excitement that happens that I like to call this the golden minutes of the day. So much connection, so much education, and such a short period of time, it's golden. And this is the heartbeat of our elementary school. I recently bumped into a few alumni who graduated from our high school 8 years ago. And the first thing she asked me when she saw me was, "Do you still do the lineups? Do you still tell stories?" And I said, yes, and I would not exchange that for anything else. Every day at the end of the lineup, our students say an oath. Raise your hand, or parents, if you've heard that oath before. Oh, not many hands. Okay. All right, now more hands. Very good. So this oath that we end our morning lineups every morning is a promise to ourselves. And it's a reminder of who we are and what we need to do to become tomorrow's leaders. And this connected so well with our first assembly this year, which was, what do I want to be when I grow up? It was a culminating event and activity as we had spent multiple mornings in the lineup discussing very deep questions like, why did Allah create us? What does He want from us? What is the purpose of life? What is our mission in life? How do we align that purpose with what we want to be when we grow up? Every child in the elementary school, from 3K and pre-K all the way to grade 5, came dressed to school as future doctors, future lawyers, future construction workers, future cooks, future accountants, and we had a huge celebration. But most importantly, the children began to think about their why. They began to think about how will they help the Ummah in the future. When I speak with older youth, I hear over and over again, we need Salah ad-Din back. And yes, this is true. But we need more than one man. We need more than one superhero. Salah ad-Din was a product of a generation that saw very dark days, that many scholars have said more darker than the days that we recently saw in our times. But the Ummah recovered and brought back great men and women. And this is what we desperately need to do today. And this is what we are doing here in NEHS School. We are planting the seeds for this next generation. Our Ummah will recover, inshallah, and we need to work together and support our efforts. And it starts here. It starts now. It starts with them and you and us all together. We need to teach them and our households the correct aqidah and the correct creed, so they're not blinded and they not deviate into the deviant sects. We need to provide to them the tools, the many tools that they will need to navigate the tests and the trials of this world. They need to understand that this dunya and this world is not meant to be rivers and roses, and that we have a purpose here and we have a mission here. And it is through teaching them those values, and it's through teaching them the Quran and the character and the mannerism of Islam, and keeping Allah in our hearts in everything we say and everything we do. And to see Islam displayed in our homes that are crying for mercy and compassion. They need you to be their guide, and they need us. And together, we build this next generation. Our deen is based on NEHS, which means excellence. Excellence is not an option for us as Muslims. Allah tells us to seek ihsan in our salah, in our du'as, in our everyday acts of worship. We should not accept to be average. We have enough of that. We should not be mediocre. We should always have this goal of being excellent and doing excellent in everything that we can. But there's a cliche in this, and that is, we're not responsible for the results. Our responsibility and our duty is to put forth the effort. We're supposed to strive. We're supposed to continue to work hard. We're supposed to sacrifice. And the results and the outcome is in Allah's hands only. My dear parents, as we are here to celebrate your children's accomplishments, let us remember that the work ahead needs continuous partnership and support between us and you. The road ahead is a difficult one, but together, and with our amazing staff, who put forward their best every day, and with your support and cooperation, this next generation, our ummah, will recover. We believe in our mission of today's children, tomorrow's leaders. And we believe dearly in our children. And we believe in you. And we believe in our staff. And we believe in our school. And the important work that we do together for this ummah. So congratulations once again on your children. Congratulations to your families. Congratulations to our teachers and our administration. And congratulations to our amazing school, NEHS School. Jazakallah khair.
Takbir. Now we would like to present to you what is the National Honor Society by Zahra Orzum Ladova and Selva Rifai.
طياب مدارسنا بذلت للعلم جهود.
National and Elementary Honor Society, also known as the NEHS, was established in the United States in 2010. The NEHS is a society that recognizes both public and private school students who demonstrate outstanding academic achievement and personal responsibility. NEHS promotes and motivates students to reach their maximum potential in school and life. The Honor Society is grounded in the ideals of scholarship, responsibility, service, and leadership. In order for students to become eligible for the NEHS, we are following the strict guidelines of the chapter. To become inducted as a member and to sustain eligibility, students must be in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade and demonstrate proficiency and excellence in all academic subjects, including Arabic, Quran, and Islamic studies. Have good character and moral behavior, must be nominated by 2 of his or her teachers, maintain an average of 90 and above, must commit to participating in community service projects in and out of school, and demonstrate school spirit and teamwork.
وسناء العلم سيرفعنا أطياب سقتنا إبداعا وطموحا.
Now we would like to present to you what it takes to become a NEHS member by Nuda Safari and Shani Adnani.
وهنا الإنجاز يسابقنا فلنحن المستقبل وطني لفضاء الفخر وطامحنا.
In the past 2 years, we have had 2 fundraisers where we collected donations for miracle bags and down boxes. Our National Elementary Honor Society students were able to collect this money in a coin guide and were even able to make the down boxes ourselves. Our NEHS students have also collected clothes for the winter guide and have been volunteering in the monthly food pantry to support our community. Students will have an opportunity to be inducted after the first marking period of each school year. In their NEHS selection is transferable to both middle school and high school. Being a member of the National Elementary Honor Society is a meaningful achievement that comes with many benefits. It means earning recognition on your graduation diploma, becoming part of a nationally recognized chapter across the United States, and taking part in a special induction ceremony as well as other exciting events. Membership continues with you as you move on to middle school and high school, opening doors to eligibility for scholarships and grants. You will also have opportunities to participate in community service, earn certificates, and receive awards that highlight your leadership, scholarship, responsibility, and service.
وسنشعل أفق مفاخر كبير الأفراح ترات ومنانا اليوم يعانقنا طياب مدارسنا بذلت للعلم جهود.
We would like to take a moment to thank and appreciate our National Elementary Honor Society advisor, Sister Sophia Masood. Sister Sophia Masood has been our advisor for so many years and she always includes us in activities and continuously encourages us to do better and to be our best. She cares for us and we want to thank her today with these flowers.
طموحا بات يسابقنا به الفكر غدا كشموس وسنا والعلم سيرفعنا أطياب سقتنا إبداعا وطموحا بات يسابقنا وطموحا بات يسابقنا جاب خواطرنا حلم يطويه تخرجنا أيام الجد قضيناها وهنا الإنجاز يسابقنا.
And now the moment we've all been waiting for Sister Sophia Masood will be presenting the National Honor Society certificate.
وسنشعل فوق مفاخرنا المستقبل وطني لفضاء اليوم يعانقنا طياب مدارسنا بذلت للعلم جهود تكرمنا.
We will now begin to distribute the third grade certificates by Sister Senna.
مدارسنا بذلت للعلم جهود تكرمنا خواطرنا حلم يطويه تخرجنا أيام الجد.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. First off, before we begin, I want to congratulate all the students who were inducted into the National Honor Society. Keep up the great work. We're so proud of your hard work, dedication, and your outstanding character. Keep your families proud and your teachers. To begin with the third grade girls, Hafsa Talib, Rahima Udin, Hassan Nasir, Zainab Moulani, Maryam Jamaluddin, Taj Al-Qurbani, Sadia Tolib Al-Noha, Suwaida Saddiqa, Fatmi Zahra Al-Qayyud,
أطياب مدارسنا
Aiza Ulan,
تكرمنا
Hawa Binte,
يطويه تخرجنا أيام الجد
Yasmin Al-Shadidi,
يسامرنا فبها الفكر غدا كشموس وسناء العين طياب سقتنا إبداعا وطموحا بات يسابقنا بها الفكر غدا
now with the third grade boys,
سيرفعنا طياب سقتنا إبداعا وطموحا بات يسابقنا وطموحا بات يسابقنا جاب خواطرنا حلم يطويه تخرجنا أيام وطني بالعلم سنعليه وسنشعل فوق مفاخرنا المستقبل وطني بالعلم سنعليه
student, Ali Ramzani.
هلت الفرحة في لمح الحنان ورضا قبل والسعد تمام هلت الفرحة في
Takbir.
حب وامل كل من سار على الدرب وصل حيجا بقات حب وامل في سمانا قد صار رسومها الدنيا وشغل بداية قال الأبد لوحة رسومها الدنيا وشغل بداية قال الأبد فوق كرسيه
I'd like to
لعاقة
present Sister Elsa for fourth grade.
فوق كرسيه لعاقة اشتهت
Assalamualaikum. I just want to congratulate all our attendees. Congratulations, keep up the good work. For starting off with the girls.
يجعل الحاضر
Next up we have Mariana and Mayo.
في سمانا
Cindy Valiana.
هلت الفرحة
Hayat Mansour.
والراقبا والسعد
Humaira Musta.
هلت الفرحة في أبهى الحلم والراقبا
Sada Namudir.
كل ما سار على الدرب وصل حيث
Nujain Faris.
كل ما سار على الدرب
Hamdia Ayula. Salma Mia. Sophia Sekanjanin. Khadija Tafhim. Rida Ali.
فوق كرسي
Sinara Ahmed.
يجعل الحاضر
Aisha Chowdhury.
يجعل الحاضر
Rima Abdullah.
في سمانا
Huda Maryam. Fatima Nasrallah. Congratulations to our fourth grade girls inductees.
يجعل الحاضر مع رجل لغد فوق كرسي الإعاقة يشتغل يجعل الحاضر مع رجل لغد في سمانا قد صار هلت الفرحة في لمح الحنان ورضا قبل والسعد ثمن هلت الفرحة في لمح الحنان ورضا قبل والسعد اكتمل كل من سار على الدرب وصل حيث بقات حب وامل كل من سار على الدرب وصل حيث بقات حب وامل في سمانا
We'll be starting with our fourth grade boys inductees. Abdullah Zaman. Muhammad Qureshi. Muhammad Al-Fari. Yasin Ahmed. Muhammad Soleh Mercedo. Manzi Rahman. boys inductees.
يجعل الحاضر مع راجل غد في سمانا في سمانا قد صار حلت الفرحة في أمن الحنين ورضا يقبل والسعد اكتمل حلت الفرحة في أمن الحنين ورضا يقبل والسعد اكتمل كل من سار على الدرب وصل حيث بقات حب وامل كل من سار على الدرب وصل حيث بقات حب وامل في سمانا في سمانا قد صار قد صار ريحة مرسومها يكتب وشذا.
And now I'd like to present 5th grade with Sister Natalie.
Now, I'd like to congratulate our 5th grade boys and girls for their hard work and dedication. Keep up the good work. Alright, let's start with the girls.
طياب مدارسنا بذلت للعلم جهودا تكرمنا حجرات ومنى اليوم يعاني طياب مدارسنا بذلت للعلم جهودا تكرمنا يا بخاطرنا أيام الجد خضيناها ومنى الإنجاز يسابقنا فبها الفكر غدا كشموس وسناء العلم سيبقانا طياب سقطنا إبداعا ومن بات يسابقنا فبها الفكر غدا كشموس وسناء العلم سيبقانا طياب سقطنا إبداعا وطموحا بات يسابقنا وطموحا بات يسابقنا جاب خلاصنا فيه تفرحنا أيام الجد قضيناها وللإنجاز يسابقنا فلنحن المستقبل وطني بالعلم سنعليه وسنشعل فوق مفاخرنا نحن المستقبل وطني فضل وسنشعل فوق مفاخرنا طياب مدارسنا بذلت للعلم جهودا تكرمنا أيام الجد خضيناها وعبير الأفراح ترات ومنانا اليوم يعانقنا طياب مدارسنا بذلت للعلم جهودا تكرمنا يطويه تفرحنا أيام الجد خضيناها طياب سقطنا إبداع وطموحا بات يسابقنا
And now for our boys.
سقطنا إبداعا وطموحا بات يسابقنا وطموحا بات يسابقنا جاب خواطرنا حلم يطوي تفرحنا لفضايا الفخر مقامنا وطني بالعلم سنعليه وسنشعل فوق مفاخرنا وطني بالعلم سنعليه وسنشعل فوق مفاخرنا أيام الجد خضيناها وهنا الإنجاز يسبقه يرفعنا أطياب سقتنا إبداعا وطموحا بات يسابقنا وطموحا بات يسابقنا أيام الجد تقيناها والإنجاز يسابقنا فنحن المستقبل وطني لفضائل ويه تخرجنا أيام الجد تقيناها والإنجاز يسابقنا وعبير الأفراح ترات ومنانا اليوم يعانقنا أطياب مدارسنا بذلت للعلم جهودا تكرمنا عبير الأفراح ترات ومنانا اليوم يعانقنا أطياب مدارسنا بذلت
تكبير. Now we would like to welcome our school director, Chef Sandy Esper.
فبالفكر غدا كجوس وسناء العلم سيرفعنا
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. أما بعد, first I would like to apologize about being late because always on Friday we're busy about the Jum'ah and doing the service in the masjid. So please, accept my apologize for that. Secondly, my respected parents, and my respected also honors for the National Elementary School Honor Society Day, and my respected principal and all the staff of elementary school. I would like to thank all of you for being here today, for rewarding ourselves and rewarding our work. All of us, students, parents, and the principal and the staff of elementary school. Yes, we are working hard to make this day come true. And alhamdulillah, Allah always supported us. I was speaking to the principal yesterday. Allah always supported us. And do we deserve this support? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala supporting us. Maybe because one of those kids deserved that. Or the principal deserved that. Or all of you, the parents, deserve that. And we always get the mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the support at the school, elementary, middle school, and high school. Alhamdulillah, we continue doing our job, our service for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And do not give up. Because there is a hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, إذا قامت الساعة وفي يد أحدكم فسيلة فإن استطاع أن يجلسها قبل أن تكون الساعة فليفعل أو فليلبس. There is a hadith related to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that if you have a little tree of the dates. Always the dates takes years to get the fruit, which is the dates. So if the day of judgment starts and you have a little plant of the dates and you have time to just put it in the soil and you just leave it and you're not going to eat from it, just do it. So continue supporting yourself, your parents, your student, and also as well as our principal of the beginning school, in the elementary school, and the staff also. Thank you very much for being here today, and I'm going to let you to continue. I don't know if you finished or you still have something. You finished? Okay, so if you finished, you're going to enjoy, inshallah, eating the cake and the rest of the day, and Allah accept your efforts and your work for the sake of Allah. So ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to continue supporting our child, our students, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep our kids, our parents, our staff safe and secure. And ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have NEHS School continue doing the mission of helping ourselves raising the flag of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.